If you're watching this video, it means you're intelligent and you're searching for a real conversation about Apex Legends. Let's knock out an obvious one here. This video is automatically biased because I love, play, and make content on Apex Legends. But you are smart and you knew that, so just had to get the obvious out of the way. So why make this video? Well, because we as a collective can understand our bias and look at the subject that has been plaguing everyone's mind these past few weeks and have a detailed look at everything. So what is the problem? The bare bones of what we're seeing are the key words being thrown around of decline, less players, stale, need new modes, cheaters, large creators complaining, and need more fixes. Now let's deep dive into each of the subjects and do our best to look at it from an outside lens. Remember, we need the whole equation. We're going to go through each point and connect them all together. The game is declining. I'm confident with something we love that there's always a desire to return back. If you had a love or passion once for Apex Legends, and even if you're watching this video, it means that you're more likely to return at some point. Similar to games like League of Legends, while it's a staple of its genre, over a major span of time it has definitely seen its ups and downs, and I'm confident that Apex Legends could one day become a staple of the BR as well, if not already has been. This is similar to games like even World of Warcraft that has a resurgence back currently on a new expansion, but it's inevitably going to have a decline as well. Well, why am I mentioning this? It's the first part of the equation we need to highlight, which is competition. Call of Duty Warzone 2, Overwatch 2, Valorant New Season, God of War, and much more on the list. Like everything at the start, new will bring an influx, and with so much new, it has a spike. This is a common occurrence as we review even just Google Trends. Everybody can do it. You can go into Google, type in Google Trends, and then search for the first topic that you want to look up. And you can look up to see what the initial spike is for any conversation or topic or franchise you're interested in. Let's use Marvel as an example. We could say it's hitting its status quo currently, and not quite the punch as the year of 2019. But remember, analytics like this are, well, they have more to the picture, such as that is what in-game was when it came out in 2019, which is also, afterwards, a lot of world events started to become a major factor. Does this mean the franchise is doomed forever? Not at all. I mean, Marvel has been here to stay. Marvel has been around for forever, it feels like. Nothing is truly ever dead or done until a funding or project has officially been closed. Meaning, unfortunately or fortunately, depending how you look at it, some things are just going to be here to stay because people are invested in them. Apex Legends player count is still averaging higher than it once was, let's say a few years ago. Another example, my channel's views in the past month are still better than where the channel was averaging 2 years ago. Technically, it's even better than last year's November as well. So let's discuss, now that we have this in scope, less players and peaks/cheaters. Now, because we have deduced that there are less players in its prior peak, the amount of top-end players has been reduced, meaning the chances of running into a cheater is going to be more likely. Cheating has always been a problem in Apex Legends, but is 100% a bigger problem now in its current environment with free-to-play games. Usually it's this time of year where cheater programs go on sale, more individuals have funding to buy these cheats, and so forth. This is a major problem in the industry, and my stance is that cheating needs higher repercussions. Cheaters are in games like Warzone, Overwatch, Apex Legends, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and even Fortnite. As there are more players, cheating can appear to be less. I personally want more action to be done, but I'm unsure what I can do outside of reporting it. But I agree, cheaters seem to be a bigger problem at the moment. I've seen more of them. But at this time of year, it's incredibly frustrating. I'm also noticing it seems like cheats are becoming easier to get a hold of. If a solution is put in place now, when the player count goes up, cheaters can be better eradicated. Now, the next topic is Apex needs new/more modes. I don't disagree we need more variety in modes because of the cheating problem. Let's give an example. Specifically in arenas, the player base is smaller. It hurts modes that have a smaller group. Sorry, that's a side note for me specifically here. Now for the topic of new modes, a variety of LTMs will continue to breathe a breath of fresh air. An example, we know we have the Christmas LTM coming on the 6th, but players want new. This is my own opinion on new LTMs. I think of them as unbalanced and unpolished ideas. I think it's an unpopular opinion that I have, but I feel like LTMs bring a temporary feeling of excitement. Imagine an LTM in League of Legends or CSGO. It's not necessarily going to pull them from the main part of the game. Everyone always wants to play the main game. The LTM is a gloss of paint on the problem. For Apex Legends, the focus should be on the main game to solve the foundation with a perfected secondary mode. That's my opinion. If you disagree, let me know. We all have opinions on the subject for sure. But in my opinion, having that spin only adds about a week or so in variety until you start to see the flaws in that specific mode. Now on to my next thought, which is Apex Legends Foundation. It's why I have Seer and Horizon in the thumbnail. We know that Seer meta is by far incredibly strong, especially scan meta as a whole. I think the meta shifting can breathe new life. The problem is, like World of Warcraft did a major swing in terms of overpowered and over nerf and over buff. I feel like Apex Legends trying to find that balance. I guess no pun intended. Sometimes it can take time for players to find the meta or what is broken. Because even myself, I got Seer wrong after they nerfed him. Technically, he has not changed much since his massive nerf. The same with Horizon, with the highest pick rate currently in ranked and a kit that is really strong. It's hard to nerf Horizon or Seer too much because they end up being useless, or ignored and forgotten. I struggle with the answer on this one. I heard some recommendations from the community to nerf Seer by having a meter on a scan so it cannot be spammed all the time. For Horizon, man, I have no clue. Nerfing the tactical to prior nerf level leaves Horizon pretty much feeling useless. I struggle with this one as a whole. Now, further things I have heard is fixing crashes. Luckily, I've not dealt with them, and not dealt with them for quite some time. And of course, the infamous fix footsteps. My recommendation is to remove teammate footsteps, so just hear the enemies, or give enemies Mirage level footstep noise. Or just make it all loud so we can call it Footsteps Legends and complain about that instead. I'm no coder, so it's easier said than done, I assume. My worst season, personally, for performance was Ramparts, with crashes and really bad frame rate. That will always be my worst season for Apex Legends because I virtually could not play the season. For me, the experience since then has been fine, and even prior to that, it wasn't half bad. I feel like it shifts to others depending on the season, your hardware, your platform. This is a topic currently I can't relate to, but I'm calling it out because a lot of individuals have complained about it in prior seasons. I think it always encompasses wanting fixes as a whole. I think we could be here all day, but like, I guess your significant other, we can complain about things we want, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's what everyone wants. The last one here is skill-based matchmaking. I heard this being addressed, which is why I'm not really touching upon it a whole lot, which is a rumor that a change is coming in December, which is, as uploading this video, is this month. So let's see, and we'll do a follow-up video on how that feels. Now, another point is large creators complaining. This one is a problem with any franchise. This one always confuses me and keeps me up at night sometimes. I just can't fathom it. Let's talk about complaining versus passion first. As you have a bigger passion for something, you want to call out the flaws for what you love because you want it to be better. I think that's fair. Now, the problem with this is, like in any relationship, being a game person or anything, the more you complain or push on it, the more it's going to push someone or something away. I wish creators in all franchises, not just Apex Legends, were bigger leaders, especially when they have a lot of influence. You don't necessarily need to shill the game or defend it to death, but also be constructive rather than deconstructive. Imagine a major advocate for a restaurant stood outside screaming how bad the food was. Either the food was bad or not, the mindset of everyone passing by is going to avoid maybe going in or immediately shift their thoughts to the food being negative. It's strange because imagine you make content off that restaurant, or you work for the restaurant, or even own the restaurant. You're essentially hurting your own brand that you help build. One can pray they follow you to the next area or restaurant or whatever you're doing, but why risk it? It just seems really strange. We create the environment we want around us to a certain degree, but if one is an asset to the downfall, well, what's going to happen? It's just going to happen again, right? Wherever they go. So essentially, to fix the problem so you don't just keep looping, you want to be the leader you want to see. It's harder once you hit the top to innovate and lead rather than innovate. Innovation is difficult and can be demotivating when nobody around you is inspiring you. So the reality, where are we at? I mean, there's tons more we can cover. I'm confident that this is a strong base of what the conversation is. We got to wait until a new update comes out, reinforce in a positive way what we want. Maybe the fact that not everything was thrown in the update now means that if we have a bigger update later, it's going to be better because now we have something we're excited for. We understand each of the variables, and you got to just do the following. Make it real simple. You continue to play because it makes you happy. Or you play another game because you need to seek what can make you happy. I personally make Apex Legends content on this channel because Apex is a game I enjoy most. YouTube has never been my primary source of income, and I do what makes me happy. It's making guides, doing streams, and producing content of what brings me joy. Apex still does that for me personally, and I'm confident it will for quite some time. I remember when I left World of Warcraft after a long time, and same with Battlefield. My feelings are nowhere near where I was at the end of those franchises. So the last note, games change, communities evolve, and the environment which you're a part of inevitably will have some adjustments. League of Legends is not the same game it was a decade ago, nor would anyone probably want it to be. We have rose-colored glasses for those moments. Even World of Warcraft, when they release World of Warcraft Classic, it's not going to be the same. And single-player games where the only factor is single person's experience, well then that is your own personal experience that you're experiencing, lack for a better word. But in community-built games like World of Warcraft, you cannot recreate the community then, the mindset, the people you played with, nor would you want to change those memories. Those are, I guess, like Disney core memories, ones that you would never change. You cannot recreate them to that exact moment either. That's how I feel about Apex. I'm here for the ride. I appreciate and respect the community, the devs, the viewers, the time we all share together. But in this video, these moments, we only live literally for this moment. And I'm feeling in a month, a few years, it's not going to be the same. Nor will we look at this video the same way. It's going to be interesting to look at in a couple of months to even a year and think about what's changed and what happened. I hope this video helped paint a better picture of Apex, but have a solid take. If it was bad, well, at least I made the effort.